Hi, gang. It's Mark Gilliard again for AIM Country Music Television. And my guest today is Emily Faith. She comes to us straight out of Oklahoma, where she's working on finishing up her college education. While she's at OSU, she's working in media as a reporter and also as an on-court MC for the Oklahoma City Thunder basketball team. Emily has been performing for years already, singing in the Oklahoma and Texas Opry circuit at only 5 years old. She has appeared on The Voice and received the golden ticket to Hollywood on Idol. She started working on songwriting at just 8 years old, and these days she's co-writing with some very talented and successful Nashville songwriters, including on today's song. She's here today to talk about her latest release, Heaven is a Small Town. Let's get her in here right now to talk about what might just be your new favorite song. Welcome, Emily. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you can make it. This should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to it.
So do you still call Oklahoma home? Is that kind of home base?
I do, yes. Still live in Oklahoma. Very, very proud to be here.
Oh, that's nice. And so does that cause any problems at all with the Nashville thing? Because I know you do a lot of writing with different people, that kind of thing. Does that proximity hurt you, or is it just something you've learned to work with?
I mean, really, it's just something that I've learned to work with over the years. I started going out to Nashville and songwriting, being in co-writes and whatnot when I was about 8 or 9 years old. So it's just something that we've learned to adapt to. You just book a flight, or we take that 10 to 12 hour drive and book it up there, and then normally I'll spend like a week or two just to make it really worth my time on the trip. But yeah, no, I mean it's something that sometimes it's a little frustrating because I'm like, God, it would be so much easier just to live right in the city and have everybody right there around me. But like I said, still very proud to live in Oklahoma. I'm still in school here. I'm in college, so it just makes sense for right now. But we just learn to adapt to it.
Yeah, you're getting a good start. You've got like shows all over Oklahoma, Texas area. So you're all over that area, and you've already been on The Voice, and you got the golden ticket to Hollywood for Idol. So making
Yeah.
some pretty good inroads from the middle of the country there.
Just doing what I can, doing
Yeah,
what I can.
exactly. Well, let's dive right in. Why don't you take a few minutes, just tell us all about you.
Well, I am from a small town in Oklahoma called Kingfisher, Oklahoma. And so I began just singing when I was really little, about 5 or 6, at different like churches in my area and whatnot, and just found my love for performing. And so music's been a part of my life since I could remember. So from there, eventually I got set up with a vocal coach and just started making connections around Oklahoma. And that took me to performing pretty much every single weekend when I was little on the Opry circuits of Oklahoma and Texas, also some up in like Branson, Missouri area and whatnot. So then I got into songwriting, found my passion for actually making music and creating songs that my listeners and my followers can really connect to. And so then it's just kind of exploded from there. I just take every performance opportunity that I can. The Voice, American Idol, those were just opportunities that I saw, and it felt right in the moment. And I was like, okay, let's give it a shot. And it paid off definitely for American Idol. I got the golden ticket and went to Hollywood. But yeah, besides just music, I am a senior at the University of Oklahoma, so Boomer Center, and I'm studying broadcast journalism. It was just something that I felt went hand in hand with my music, of being able to learn how to promote myself on social media and whatnot, and then talking to audiences from across the country at all of my shows, just kind of easily adapted into talking to people on camera. So that's what I'm doing right now, and then obviously continuing to pursue music and release new stuff.
Sure. That's awesome. You're here to talk about your new release, Heaven is a Small Town. When I first received the song, I thought, well, that title doesn't really make sense to me. Then I listened to it several times, and it really does drive a point. The lyrics actually say, "Oh, I hope heaven is a small town." For a young writer, you've really got the nostalgia down. Give us a little background on this tune before we play it.
Yeah, so this was a song that I wrote with three other incredible writers, Justin Richards, Jonathan Gamble, and Jordan Sapp. And I remember we got into the room and Jonathan, we were just kind of sitting there trying to come up with ideas, and I was like, gosh, like what about like something about like a small town or whatever, um some sort of twist. Let's put something on it, make it cool. And Jonathan was like, well, actually, I was driving past a field on my way here and I got this like idea. Little did we know the idea was like a full chorus. And so that's kind of how it started. And from there, for the most part, all of us are from either small towns or we grew up around small areas. So we understood just how special it is to grow up in a rural area. Everybody knows each other. You're able to just have such a tight knit community around you from the first moment that you're brought into the world. And so it's such a special community to have around you. So we really wanted to highlight that. And it was just a beautiful song that kind of came together all on its own. And we're all very proud of it. This is like my heart and my passion in a song and wrapped up with a bow. So I'm so proud of it. I love it. And I hope other listeners can connect to it too, of hoping that once we all do get to heaven, that it's just a small town.
Well, I think they are going to like it. I'm ready to play it now. How about you?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Perfect. You're watching Emily Faith's video for Heaven is a Small Town on AIM Country Music Television.
God, I know that heaven might be different from what I know, with crowded city streets and no back roads paved with dirt, like I'm used to here on earth. God, I know you'll meet me at the gates when I come home. I've heard it's even better than I hoped that it could be, even bigger than I dreamed. Don't get me wrong, but Lord, when I go, hope I can't walk those streets of gold without seeing folks I know and hearing some old story about my mama. Hope under that big city steeple it still feels like 50 people singing out of hymnals to our Father. I want my family and my Jesus, both just 3 doors down. Oh, I hope heaven is a small town. Where I'm from, we take real good care of people that we love, so they know just where they'll go when time is up and they move on. No, it's not goodbye for long. Hope I can't walk those streets of gold without seeing folks I know and hearing some old story about my mama. Hope under that big city steeple it still feels like 50 people singing out of hymnals to our Father. I want my family and my Jesus, both just 3 doors down. Oh, I hope heaven is a small town. Oh God, I hope it's like what I know. Don't get me wrong, but Lord, when I go, hope I can't walk those streets of gold without seeing folks I know and hearing some old story about my mama. Hope under that big city steeple it still feels like 50 people singing out of
I like it. If you really listen, the emotion in some of the lines really almost makes you tear up a little bit, even on a second and third listen.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we really wanted to pull at those heartstrings. There were a lot of times in that writing room we were like, "Oh my gosh, like this is so good."
Yeah, a lot of country songs have sort of the same kind of themes, the country road and the pickup truck and whatever. But this has a lot of themes, but they are all they're sort of really directly emotional and directly relatable to those of us who grew up in small towns, and
Mhm.
really probably the vast majority of people in the U.S. have grown up in small towns because we are so scattered. There's so much territory for us.
Right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well done to all you guys.
Thank you.
Well, before I let you slip away, tell us where to find you online, on stage, and where we can buy or listen to all your music.
Well, you can go to my website, first of all, at emilyfaithmusic.com, or you can find me on any social media platform at Emily Faith Music. So that's Facebook, Instagram, well, not Twitter, I guess X now. That still confuses me,
That's so hard for me.
but YouTube, any social media channel, just Emily Faith Music, and then my music is available on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon Music as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Emily. I've really enjoyed the visit.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This was fun.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Emily Faith. So, what do you guys think? Is Heaven is a Small Town going to be your new favorite song? This has been Mark Gillia for AIM Country Music Television. Thank you for watching.
And hearing some old story about my mama. Hope under that big city steeple, it still feels like